How are you guys? I hope everybody is doing well, staying home, staying safe. Ave Sarayo here in Power Talk. The topic today is how COVID-19 is impacting real estate in Canada. So I have my notes. Let's get into it. Let's start. So before we get into our topic, let's look at context, because whenever something like this happens, people draw comparisons, right? So what happened in 2008, if we look at it, it was more of loose practice and subprime mortgages that were impacted, which eventually impacted the financial sector, actually the heart of financial world in US. And being US a major contributor for the world economy, it impacted everybody in the world. 2017 in Canada, government stepped in to ease what was happening in real estate market to make sure things simplify and prices do not go off the roof, which actually helped and supported a lot of different areas in real estate. And everybody knows what happened. And 2019 is when actually buyers who were sidelined started coming back. You saw the competition and a lot of sales happening with high listings and sold. And that was continuing to this year until March. Of course, after mid-March, suddenly this deadly virus jumped into our life, as I mentioned in our last market update, and changed everything. And this is the COVID-19 virus, which is impacting every part of our life. So how is it impacting real estate industry in Canada? So when I did my research, I found certain areas that it's impacting more than others. So I'll be just sharing my thoughts and my research. I hope it helps you, and I'm sure it'll enlighten certain areas which people may not know. So number one area is brokerages and real estate professionals. So these are definitely seeing the impact, because the way we did business, it changed as a whole, right? Everything moved from face-to-face to virtual platform. Our offices are closed. Our meetings, showings, open house, webinars, training, everything has gone online. And of course, it is a big change, but it has been a great learning last month and a half, and we have adapted it to very well. And the great news is you as a client or viewers, everybody is getting adaptive and things are moving in the right directions. However, it has impacted it, which in a lot of ways positive, because we will be using these tools in the future. In other ways, it is creating certain difficulty for people to believe and move on to list or buy and coming back to market. That's what is showing in the beginning of April. The sales were down by 67%, right? The sales in numbers were 2,975, which could have been higher because the spring was seen as quite positive as the year started. And the listings were down by 64.1%. Again, I'm not talking about the market update today. I'm just giving you an idea why. That brings us to the number two area, which is sellers and buyers. What is happening in the market? As I said, COVID-19 is impacting everyone. Sellers and buyers have a fear, and of course, everybody want to be careful. Nobody wants to get this virus. So quite a bit sellers and buyers. It's not sellers are listing and buyers are not buying, or buyers are buying and sellers are listing. It's sort of a freeze going to sellers and buyers. That's why I would say 60-70%, as you can see, the listings are down and buyers have sidelined. Yes, still transactions are happening, and to your surprise, there are multiple offers happening in certain pockets and houses, and people are buying. Of course, unfortunately, certain people are selling because they have to sell. Other people are selling because they still believe the dynamics are great of our market and they want to sell it. Buyers are buying and there are other buyers who are looking for deals, obviously in this market, right? But that is the impact on sellers and buyers. The next is real estate developers. Real estate developers, of course, certain developers are still closing, especially if their closings timelines or deadlines are close. So they are closing right now, but I would say, again, I don't have the exact percentage, but majority are delaying it. Even certain investors are pulling money out. These are the reasons, because developers get paid at the completion of the project. So if the project is not completed, they cannot move forward. So that's the impact happening on developers. Of course, getting into showings and models and everything, people are not coming out. So that impact is evident. Deferral of municipal tax and utilities. This is coming as assistance to all the public and landlords and investors. At the same time, it is impacting because generally this is part of revenue and support in terms of employment. Right now it is being delayed, so the revenue is being delayed, and assisting people will be paying at certain time depending on which city you live in, which municipality or city you are part of. But you can look at the sites and you will know how this is supporting you in terms of utilities or taxes. The last, I just put it as related real estate because there are three parts to it. The first one is investors. There are two things to investors. The investors who are landlords right now are seeing the impact in terms of tenants and receiving the rent. Of course, majority I heard is working very well. Of course, by the way, sorry. At the same time, there are certain tenants who are taking advantage of this whole situation. So I think the important thing at this point, I would say, I believe, is communication. The landlord who took it earlier and communicated and worked out with their tenants, things are working out very well. And then there are other tenants, it's not delay only, but some tenants are doing it. You can do much better. On the other side, investors are also having impact in a good way because now they are looking out, they are trying to see how they can benefit the economy by purchasing properties, especially on deals, and that will benefit eventually the investors, the economy, the employment, and everything. Second part is commercial real estate, and I'll just talk about commercial office space and retail, which is impacted majorly, of course, because businesses are closed and people are not coming to work. How will they pay the rent? So that is the confusion currently happening. And now the news just came out in last 1 week. They are trying to open up the economy, which will benefit commercial office space and retail. So that's a great thing to know that those things are now in works, and slowly we will be opening economy. The last is immigration. Very smaller percentage of temporary visitors and students have been allowed, but majority refugee, immigration, tourism has been stopped. They cannot travel. So, and as you know, immigration, students, tourism is major part of our economy. But at this point, it is been impacted, and real estate in turn is being impacted because immigrants come in, they rent, they buy. So that's how the things are working. Again, coming back to the whole real estate scenario, even though it is an essential part of services, our business is not usual. We have changed the dynamics and we are trying our best to help everybody. Hope this is informative for you. Being part of real estate, I just wanted to share this. Hopefully we'll chat more. Thank you so much for your time. If any questions, please put comments below. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, and hopefully we'll see you again with another topic. Avis Surayo Power Talk. Talk to you soon.